and Luke Woodhouse was averaging 111, and he was 5-0 down. 111.
It's called bloody Poundland. Nothing in there's a pound anymore.
Dave Chisholm walks around looking like he's in spare PE kit from school because it's so baggy on him now. Like
spare PE kit. His stats yesterday were off and yet he got beat. I was like, this is great. I actually texted him. I was like, Alan, I'm not quite sure how you keep getting beat here, but if you keep playing as you are doing, you're going to absolutely do some damage. Hello and welcome to the Mission Darts podcast with myself, Andy Cornwall, and Matthew Edgar for episode 80, Matt.
Here we are again. Lots to talk about. And before we get into this, Andy, have you got any outrageous claims you want to get off your chest before we get started? Like, Bo Greaves is going to be 20-time world champion or something?
Yeah, I mean, I did see about two people that agree with me and kind of got what I was trying to say. But yeah, maybe I didn't get out exactly what I was trying to say. But no outrageous comments this week. A real good rant from what's happened, which will be coming later on in our rant of the week. But I want to kind of talk Pro Tours with you because you've been doing them, Matt, and there's been lots going on, specifically from our own boy, Wessel Nyman.
Yeah, I'm actually covering quite a lot of the Pro Tours at the moment, so the podcast is going to be a great place to get some sort of insight or some inside or some other side of the wall, shall we say, kind of views on this. I'm covering 6 out of the 8 Pro Tours. After 1 and 2, obviously. 2 of them have been done, so I'll be on 4 of the next 6. So quite a lot of action coming up on my part. Love doing them. They're great. It's like you're getting paid to enjoy yourself. It's an absolute privilege. But with that, you get a lot of insight. You get to see a lot, especially at Wigan. Wigan's a great one because where we sit in the commentary box, well, I say commentary box, it's a balcony. But it's glass, so you can see out and you can see into the arena all the time. You can see what's going on. And before we get into Wessel, who's had an absolutely incredible time, by the way, once again, I'm noticing changes in regards to the Pro Tour. Now, this is my 14th year involved in professional darts. 11 years as a player, my 3rd year as a commentator. And throughout those years, since 2011, 15 years now, distance, I weren't involved for 1 season. I'm noticing a lot and a lot of observations to pick out. Now, one thing that's always been very similar with the Pro Tour is it's very group dynamics. And by group dynamics, I mean one big group of 128 players split down into lots of mini groups. And how it works is that table is for those people. And tomorrow, the same people will sit on the same table. And no one sort of moves around. It's not like, you go to a WDF event. Oh, there's a free table there. We'll go there. It's like, no, we can't go there. That's their table. We're going to sit on the same one. So everyone sits on the same table with the same people. The practice boards, that situation's still the same. You could have 3 people on one board and 1 on the board next to it, but one of those 3 won't go, I'm going to go on that board. There's only 1 on there. You go, because he practices with him. He'll be back in a minute. So everyone sticks in their own bits. They've got their own boards. It's like where you play on the WDF circuit and they'll go, that's Neil Duff. I'm going to go practice on his board, even though there's 10 people on it, because they want to play with the player or, all these different sort of scenarios. So that's something that stayed, but something that's very, very different. And this will come down to the age of the players, I'm guessing, the professionalism that's coming into the sport and the progression that's coming through academies and things. Individuality. And by that, what I mean is a lot of people being by themselves, so many people with headphones on. Headphones, earphones, those AirPod things, not even listening. The room at one point, what it's like when you get into that first round. It was like, there was like a buzz. There was like a buzz throughout the room, laughing, talking, all sorts of things. By the time we was getting ready for the tournament to start, it was virtually silent.
Really?
There was hardly any noise. And the noise, and do you know what? Adrian Lewis has talked about this quite a bit, where he said like the characters in the game are being reduced. And we're seeing that translate onto the stage a little bit, aren't we? We're a lot more sort of robotic people coming through. And now I'm seeing it as well on the Pro Tour as well. Like a lot of, not robotic, but a lot more hush, a lot more quiet, a lot more professionalism. And I'm interested to know how this is going to translate over the next few years, because if it's like that behind the scenes, what are we going to get when we get onto the set? Are we going to start losing characters in the game? And are we going to get caught in the fact that a character is someone who throws their arms out to the side and cups their ears and sings along to their walk-on song? Like, is that all people are going to know?
I hope not. I hope not. I mean, well, no, we need some characters. To bring the game on, we need some different stories. We need some Gezi Prices, some Wayne Mardles, some adventurous players. And that surprises me, because you're right. It was almost like a family unit when I was playing it. Like, everybody knew everybody. You're right. We 6 of us a bit right. We're going group of 6. We'll be on board 13 today, right? That's where we're doing our practice routines and all that sort of stuff. I used to warm up on my own.
And when you go to board 13, it'll only be your group of people.
No one will wait for you to come 13. Back. Yeah. Nobody else has jumped on. Yeah, you're right. I used to warm up on my own, but then there'd be a group of us that were, and it was, I don't want to say the word jolly, but some of the players that I practiced with were perhaps at the end of their career. So they were kind of going, I'll have a couple of pints and we'll have a bit of a practice, but it's just a bit of fun. It's my way to earn a few quid, but it's fun. I think you're right. It's going more professional. It needed to. The money's gone super serious now, hasn't it? I mean, you'd love to be having to do it now with the money that's on offer. So yeah, maybe the tide's changing, but we can't lose those characters. If we lose
where did those
them,
characters develop? This is the thing that I had a lot of time driving home from Wigan. It takes me about nearly 3 hours, and I don't just drive home and do it. So the first hour of my drive, whenever I come from anywhere, as you'll probably know, because I normally ring you on it when we've worked together or we've done things, is my reflection time. I like to think about what's happened. What could I do better? What could I do better next time? How could I improve it? Did we hit everything we needed to do? And I was reflecting on this on the way back, and the answer I came up with was all those characters over the years. Think of the big characters, the proper characters, not the I'm going to do a dance or sing along to my walk-on song, the actual characters of the game. Where did they come from? The pub.
Correct.
The pub.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
What happens down the pub? That's where we learn how to essentially, this is why British are the way we are. That's how we learn how to take the mic. That's how we learn how to, I rang my mate the other day and I'm like, all right, you blah, blah, blah. Like, that's a greeting. That's a normal hello. No one goes, all right, mate, how you doing? How you feeling today? Like, in Britain, we don't do that. In Britain, it's like, all right, bell cheese. You're straight like, how's your mum? Wink, wink. That's British humor. Like, and that's where you learn it. I don't think you're learning that in academies and
in clubs. And
the standard of darts, the professionalism of darts is going up, but ultimately the crowd that are watching it are coming to drink 10 pints in a night as quick as they can. Most people's got a drinking problem in the fact they've got 2 hands and 1 mouth, and they're coming to darts for a booze up, a sing song, a bit of a laugh. How many are even watching the game? We don't know. And that's what you're trying to entertain. They don't get as entertained by, I'm going to put my head down and I'm going to try and hit a big average. That's for the people at home. So do we then lose a bit of the darts atmosphere if we start losing characters? So that is my big question, my concern. I would love to hear some comments on this, guys, in regards to characters in darts. Do you think it's dwindling out from what you've seen? And from my feedback here, I have concerns that the future may be, it sounds stupid, doesn't it? The future may be way more professional. That's obviously what we want. We want professionalism, but at the same time, we still need those big, like, it's not all about winning titles. The people you've named have made a lasting impression. Only one person can win the championship. Who else can make those lasting impressions?
Yeah, no, I like it.
Justin Hood.
Just a couple of things came to my mind as you were talking about all that, and even the likes of, and I'm going to name players here that people will be like, never heard of him. Who are you talking about? But even like Rod Harrington when he came on in a shirt and tie, You know, it was his character. That was him. And it made you sort of think, oh, okay, yeah, I know this guy is. He always comes on in a shirt and tie, and he's got a bit of what about him. And
name another player who walks on a shirt and tie.
Paul Nicholson.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. How easy was that? Came straight to my mind. Yeah.
Name a player who plays in yellow.
Chizzy.
Exactly. How many other people said Dave Chisnell at that point? So this is the point. This is the point. And I don't know if I've done this with you before, or I don't know if I've done this live with you before, but whenever you're trying to work things out, you always have to think, and this is from the entertainment world rather than from a darting world. You always have to think, how can I stand out? Like Michael
Smith.
Smith. I'm going. Cool. So if you're called Michael Barnes, you've got to be Mike Barnes or Mikey Barnes.
Yes.
Because if you hear Michael, you're going to think Smith or Van Gerwen.
Yeah.
Name me a player who plays in green.
Van Gerwen.
Van Gerwen, exactly. And everyone at home will go, boom, Van Gerwen, he plays in green because he's dominated that colour. So the last thing you want to do is go up
orange. Who plays in orange?
Barnes. Well, Barneveld, you'd probably say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You don't go up on shirt in a green shirt called Michael Barnes. You get a different shirt and you're Mikey Barnes. This is what we've got to try, and you don't want that sort of
even some of the nicknames, you know, like One Dart. If I say One Dart, you know straight away what I mean. Yeah.
You can't
and because he was, he was so good on his doubles, and it's like
Anorex.
Yeah.
Anorex of us, when you hear Cool Hand Luke Humphries, will obviously think of Scott Rant.
Yeah. Cool Hand
the original
Rant,
Cool Hand Rant.
Yeah.
So, and again, when you see Luke Humphries walk on, how many people also think of Kevin Painter because he used the same song? So, there's crossovers that you kind of don't want. You want that individuality, and this is something that's not being taught right now to the players. And I think that's the future of the sport. With what I saw this time, I think if you brought in like a consultant from the WWE, for example.
I was just going to say you were going to say wrestling. Yeah.
If you brought a consultant in from the WWE who get this and understand all, they'd come in and go, right, there's too many crossovers where I can't pick out individuality. And right now we're losing characters here. So we need to teach people this individuality so that they can get that sent over. And also the interviews, like... Come on, let's. You've just won a Pro Tour for the first time. How do you feel? Yes, I feel really wonderful, actually. Yes, I feel. Like, give it some. Like, come on, trousers round the head. Like, come on. Like, that'd be me. I'd be riding the pony, like trousers round the head. Yeah, like, I'd be loving it. Like, it'd be the best interview ever. But no.
No, you're absolutely right, Matt. And you know, when you think back to players like Colin Lloyd, who was world number one at one time, and famously took his shirt off on stage, not recommending they do that, but also punched a dartboard, not recommending they do that either. But you can kind of go, these players, right? What were they famous for? You know, Eric Bristow's of the world, even John Lowe to a point had a persona about him. You know, Peter Manley and Phil Taylor and Jackpot Luke Adrian. Why is he called Jackpot? Oh, well, he won a jackpot when he was underage in Vegas. And there's stories and there's things. And you're right. When I think about, you know, half of the players in the top 16 in the world now, I'm like, well, where's the story? Where's the, you know, like, I'd be hard pressed to name the colors of all of the shirts of a lot of them. And some of them I see all the time. You know, so it's like
Colin Lloyd. Yeah. What year did he win the World Match Play?
Oof. Now you know I'm bad on stats.
Okay, let me change that then. Who did who did he beat in the final?
I want to say John Parr at the 170 finish.
Yeah, and I kind of gave that answer in the question. I nearly messed it up. But okay, what year did he play in the Premier League?
No idea.
What was his highest ranking achieved?
1. He was world number 1, wasn't he?
You got that one.
Yeah.
Cool. So 50-50 there on questions regarding the absolute pinnacle of his career.
Yeah.
But you know he chucked a glass of water on the crowd. You know he took his shirt off. You know he punched a dartboard.
Yeah.
but you can't answer.
I know it's
those
called
things.
Jaws. You know,
Yeah.
it's yeah. I think we could go through the top 16 and go, you know, what you know, why is he wearing a black shirt? It doesn't, you know, why is his nickname this? Why is his walk-on song that? Why is he not memorable for anything else? There is nothing else. I think we'll do that sometime.
It's about tying it all in. It's about tying it all in. So Peter Wright developed the snakebite persona.
Yes.
Right. And then he had the trousers. Brilliant. Fantastic. The trousers. We haven't seen people wear silly trousers since the England team when they wore them red ones many years ago. So great. We've got the silly trousers, we've got the shoes, we've got the hair. It all works. Peter Wright can't be snakebite and come on to Don't Stop the Party and we're going to have a great time in a black shirt, black trousers.
No.
And it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
No,
And
it
a
doesn't.
skinhead, like,
Yeah.
you know, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Ryan Searle's character works because he's got the skulls on there. He's got the long hair.
Yeah,
You
got the
remember
long
Ryan
hair.
Searle?
Yeah.
He can't be heavy metal
Definitely.
and have short, spiky back and sides. Like,
No,
it doesn't
no.
work. And have happy smiley faces all over him, like emojis. Hey,
And coming on to Britney Spears or something. You know, I think you should suggest that. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Right, okay. So we'll go back to Wessel because we started, I think, a brilliant last week of Pro Tours for him. You said, I want to say the end of last year, you were saying big year ahead for Wessel. Not defending that much, I don't think.
He's defending a bit because he's starting to defend now. His Vessel,
but he will be in everything because of those Pro Tours, I'm guessing.
And full time.
And he's a full-time player now. Yes, he's gone full time. So yeah, interesting. But the one I wanted to talk about, Matt,
I know where this is going. I know where this is going. I think I do anyway.
You've got no idea what I'm going to say next.
I'm going to write it down.
Honestly, I'll give you 3 guesses. Yeah. Write down 3.
I'm going to have
you can have 3 names.
I'm going to have 1.
No.
Okay.
No, you're going to be wrong then. Not a chance.
Right. Okay. Right. There's
Not
my
a
first
chance.
one. Who might you want to talk about? Let me have a think about this for 2 seconds. Who might you want to talk about? That's one.
This is like a quiz within the podcast. Who's Andy going to mention next?
Okay,
I'll give you clues. Okay.
Okay, I don't want a clue. I want to try and think about who has been interesting. You might talk.
Right.
About.
Well, while you're writing that down, just to finish on Wessel.
Okay.
He's 5-3 up. I don't know if you were commentating on the game or not. I've not watched it back, but he was 5-3 up on Humphreys, who then went 12-14, 12-12-13. That's ridiculous. Like the only way you beat a 12 against the darts is with a 9. So what a run from Humphreys. Unbelievable.
Humphreys was unbelievable yesterday.
Yes. Yes.
He played Luke Woodhouse, and Luke Woodhouse was averaging 111, and he was 5-0 down. 111.
That's when you're like, what can I do? Right, okay, the player that I want to talk about, which you haven't written down, is Cristo Reyes.
Okay, yeah, I hadn't written Reyes.
Yeah. And the reason I want to ask you, he's looking fantastic. Where on earth did he go? What happened? It must be 10 years.
I asked the same question yesterday on commentary. Like, what on earth? I don't know why my camera keeps coming out of focus, by the way, today. That's weird. I said the same yesterday. Like, someone comes back like that and looks like they've never been away. Like, how does that happen?
Yeah.
Like, how do you do that? Does that
in one respect, it looked even a bit better than he was before.
Yeah.
His throw looks a little bit smoother, and he looks a player. I'm like, if anybody is going to break back into, well, certainly the higher ranks, he looks the man to me. And I just, did you get an answer? Did you get, did anybody say, you know,
I didn't have time to go down and speak to him, but I will at some point for sure. I'll get
that'd be really interesting to find out whether he just got a better job or whether he got dartitis. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But for me, he's one to watch this year. Now, I'm probably sure you think the same.
There is one to watch this year, and that's the
Ooh.
name I thought you was going to mention. Well, actually, it's quite a few to watch. There's a lot of people performing at the minute,
Oh.
but there's someone performing who I have been very impressed with, who has consistently improved their
Can
game.
I have a guess?
Go on.
Not Adam Gorlas, is it?
Oh, he's playing well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. Luke Woodhouse is
Yeah,
playing
there
well.
is.
I think Connor Scott's
Okay.
on the borderline of refinding form to
Okay.
a good level. I think there's a lot of people. Mike Dedecker had a good day on the second day.
Yes.
That was very, very welcomed. Niels Zonneveld
Yeah.
have been playing good.
Yes.
But I think the less obvious one, sometimes you look at the performance of people and you go, oh, Sebastian Mielecki, by the way, another one. But you look at the performance of people and you go, they're producing better than their results suggest. And if they continue like this, they are going to start going up the rankings. And that person is Alan Suter.
Oh, good man. He's playing phenomenal, isn't he? 100 averages every game. Yeah.
He's regularly around the 100. He lost to 102, and I know where it is because I've got my sheet still here. So
Yeah.
102 to Bielecki, ironically.
Yes.
Playing well, playing consistently
Playing very well. On the brink of something, I think.
Sustainability now, where the mindset can often in this position change, and you go, I'm playing well, but I'm not getting results. I need something extra. I need something more. No, do the same. You're there. The performance is there. The results will come. When the results start coming, so will the confidence, and those little one darts that you start missing start hitting. And the other thing is, people then start to have fear factor, which obviously buys you a couple of extra throws. So
totally
absolutely,
agree.
he's at the level he needs to be. Luke Humphries a couple of years ago was doing the same thing. He was playing well, losing with high 90s, hundreds, and you went, just do the same, Luke. It will happen. Don't force it.
Yeah. I flicked it on yesterday when he was playing. And there's loads of stats now, as you well know. It's not just a couple, there's loads of stats. And the bottom stat was, I think it was percentage of 180s. So it was the amount of, how often you hit a 180. And it was like, you'll know the stat. And it was like 20%. And I'm like, hang on a minute. 1 every 5 throws he's hitting a 180, including finishing. That's ridiculous. He was, his stats yesterday were off and he got beat. I was like, this is great. I actually texted him. I was like, Alan, I'm not quite sure how you keep getting beat here, but if you keep playing as you are doing, you're going to absolutely do some damage. So, yeah, maybe this is the year for Alan.
Oh, for sure. I'm just looking now. Right now, in terms of averages on Pro Tour events only, Alan Suter is number 6.
Wow.
Averaging 96.81.
That's huge.
First 9 average of 108.54.
Good Lord.
That's over 10 matches. That is better than Michael van Gerwen. And look what Michael van Gerwen's doing at the moment. That is better than the world number 3, Jan van Veen. That is better than Chris Dobie, who has won a Pro Tour title. That is better than Stephen Bunting, who's in the Premier League. It's better than Josh Rock, who's in the Premier League. You know, there's Nathan Aspinall. There's a big list of quality operators at the moment that are below the performances of Alan Suter. James Wade, look what he's doing. He's won a Pro Tour. He's number 53 on the active.
You mentioned Chris Dobie there. He looks like he's lost a bit of weight. There's a few of them on this health kick at the moment.
Dave Chisnell walks around looking like he's in spare PE kit from school because it's so baggy on him now. Like
spare PE kit.
It's so baggy on him now.
Right there. That just reminds me that. Do you remember turning up at school and you forgot your top and they got, don't worry, we've got one in the closet, and it was always like
down to your knees.
Yeah, and everybody knew you'd forgot your PE kit.
Shorts are really tight, like shorts.
Yeah.
Like biker shorts.
Those were the days.
Small and the tops, like.
Those are the days. I forgot my trainers. Well, you have to do it in bare feet then. Oh. Now it'd be like, oh, don't worry, go and have a sit down in the canteen. But then it was like, I'm not bothered. You can get out. If you forgot your trainers, that's tough. Oh dear, oh dear.
So yeah, guys, if you're going to start losing weight, just bring the shirt sizes down with it and the trousers.
Yeah,
just
Ring your sponsor and say, "Can I have a smaller shirt?" Yeah, yeah.
He's lost so much, so much.
Dear. You mentioned MVG again. He's my pick for the year, as you well know, and he's now got a first and second in the Premier League, so looking good. Everybody knows by now we record this on a early in the week, so I don't know how he's going to do this week, but I'm going to totally sidebar completely, Matt, because by the time anybody's listening to this, we're 25 minutes in, they will have watched the first episode of Rate My Oche Series 5.
Looks like there's loads of tungsten, but what on earth are these flights here? That's definitely going to mark it down for me.
Please watch the previous series back, guys, because there's no way you'd give that a 6.
I said the one thing you had to remember was your darts. Yeah. And you live about 20 minutes away and you've forgotten your darts.
Tell me the 3 things that are missing. Here we go. I wish I could say the same about you and your own, Andy. Here it comes, 26.
We're not having barracking. 100.
I'm going to punch him in the face this series. I guarantee it.
Did we have some fun?
You might have. Like, I had to put up with Andy for a few days, which isn't an easy task, I can assure you of that, especially when we're trying to film so many in such a short period of time. If you have enjoyed the episode, guys, please do subscribe to the channel and watch it every week. It gets better. Every week just gets better and better. We tend to find when we record a Rate My Oche, we start off okay, and then as we get into it, we sort of either get more fed up of each other or we're warmed up to it and the processes. So the episodes tend to get better as well. So come back next week.
And if you haven't watched it, please do go and watch it, because Matt actually takes me on with some house darts. So if you haven't seen it yet, please do go and watch Rate My Oche Series 5's episode 1 on the Main Mission channel.
It is our biggest investment at the moment as a brand into the YouTube. It takes a lot of time. You can see just on the maps that you see on the video, we cover best part of 1,000+ miles going around doing one series. We do a lot of miles. It's a lot of time away. It's a lot of traveling. And there's 3 of us doing it. So it really is a big commitment. It's a lot of finance. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, give it a chance. Go give it a watch. You won't be disappointed. And if you have watched it and you have enjoyed it, we don't often ask, but it'd be great if you could just help us out with this one. Put a share on it somewhere. Share it in a group. Share it with your team. Put it on your socials. Whatever you can do to help promote that. We're not going to ask you every single week. Just for people to give it a chance. Just episode 1, give this a go. We'd love to see some good numbers on it. And I hope you enjoy the show. It's going to be a great series. It's going to be about 12 episodes long. So you've got us for 3 months. On a Wednesday, 7 o'clock, we're going to bring you something good. It's great, isn't it? Yeah, Britain's Got Talent is back, and Rate My Oche's back as well.
Yeah. And you can, if you watch the Premier League on a Thursday, it's a nice warm-up to it on a Wednesday. Wednesday at 7, Rate My Oche. Thursday at 7, Premier League. Although last week it started at 6 o'clock, which totally threw me off, Matt. Was that because it was in Belgium? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So, So who'd have thought that MVG was doing so well? Let's see if that continues. Do you think it is a question for you, Matt? Do you think they treat the Premier League as important as a major?
Yeah.
Or just when it gets to finals night? Or do you think every week they're like, this means everything. Got to make sure I'm ready.
You obviously lose sight of importance when you've got a lot of things. The FA Cup final is so important because it's one game once a year and you're trying to get into that game. But if you have those sort of big games at Wembley all the time, they merge. And the best way I can talk about this is, like, when I played darts regularly, going to darts was just I'm going to darts night. It's just darts match. It's Pro Tour this week, Euro Tour, whatever it is. I'm just going to darts. Now, if I go to something, it feels so much bigger because I'm not doing it all the time. So the importance has increased to the point where now, if I just go to like a national open on the WDF, it's like, wow, this is huge, like, because this is this. And you get that. Like, even just going to things like the UK Open, the World Championship, just felt like another tournament. I'm just going to darts. That's all it is. I'm going to darts. Where when you step back a little bit, you sort of feel the nature of it. So I think for the likes of Josh Rock, for the likes of Jan van Veen, to them, every week's massive. To the likes of Littler and Humphreys now, who's done this for a few years, it'll just feel like more of the same.
Yeah.
I don't think you get too much difference with it. And, you know, you look at how many times they're on stage in front of fans in a year now. It wasn't that long ago that it was a couple of times a year. Now we're looking at World Series, European tours, major events, Premier League. They're probably on stage in front of fans more than they're playing behind the scenes now. In fact, they are. There's only 34 Pro Tours. There's 16 Premier League nights for starters.
When's the UK Open, Matt? Is it March? Because
beginning of March.
I used to think it was in February, UK Open. I don't know if it ever was once. I think it was. I
was going to go to a qualifier for it because, I mean, as you know, I did do a bit of work on my throw. Looked at making some changes. And I've made changes. And Andy, it's bloody working. Like, I mean, as you know, I've been smashing you up with brass darts for the last few weeks. You know, so, but yeah, I've had a practice at home. And I don't think I've ever played so well. So I'm going to see if I can sustain it. But I've just got the UK Open. I've just not got time, unfortunately. Like it's
and the thing is, Matt, you've had a day off. You've thrown some darts and thought, look how well I'm playing here. But the reality of then turning that into playing in a tournament, you go, oh yeah, I'll enter this, and then for the 21 days prior, you'll be full every day and not throw a dart, and then you'll be like, I didn't quite perform my best. So it's kind of like the world that you live in now doesn't really afford you the opportunity to put the time in, does it?
No.
That's the tricky bit. And hence that's why I get asked all the time, do you still play? I'm like, no. Like, what's your average? Well, it's in the 80s, but I don't play anymore. You know, it's like you can only get out of darts what you put in. You really can. And anybody that says, these Premier lads, they don't practice. Yeah, okay. All right. If that's what you think, right, I can trust you on every Premier League night they'll have been throwing for 4 hours before they get on stage.
And they played the Pro Tour Monday, Tuesday. And they played the Euro Tour Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I wonder why they're not practicing, eh?
Yeah, and they'll have warmed up for a good few hours before each of those games, so they are practicing, just different to at home for the.
I'd hate that. I'd hate that lifestyle. Like,
I hate living out of a suitcase, so it'd be no good for me.
I mean, I'm used to that, but for me, like, I hate the warming up period in darts. You know, that first 20, 30 minutes where it feels like you've never thrown a dart before. I hate it.
Yeah.
I think I've only slept. How did I go from that to this? Hate it.
Oh dear. Right. New mission products coming out. A lot of people asking about them. Those are going to be leaked out, I think, through the socials. So we're not going to talk about exactly what they are, but safe to say that Mission has got a launch in March, which we're nearly there already. Lots of new darts coming out and a few other bits and bobs. So do check those out on the Mission socials. You'll be seeing those filter through as to what is coming out. Bit of news from me. I'm getting a studio like Matt has got one there, so that when you won't have to look at my bedroom in the background, you can have a nice backdrop. Although I haven't got any World Championship shirts to put on the wall. Maybe I'll get some off Matt. He's got plenty. He's got plenty spare. So there won't be anything of that, but it'll be a little bit more professional. And it'll also give me and Matt the opportunity to do a few things maybe that we haven't done in the past. So that will be coming soon. But I can't wait any longer. It's Rant of the Week. Mine this week, Matt, don't know if you've got one. Mine this week is going to Manchester with my daughter and going in Poundland. Now, I can't remember the last time I went in Poundland, but it's
I
a
can't
pound
imagine
shop.
you in Poundland.
It's a pound shop, right? So I'm like, well, what's not to like? My daughter said, oh, yeah, they've got this, that, and the other, and Mother's Day's coming up with a few bits. Right, okay, fine, no problem at all. Poundland it is. I know, and I get a few bits that for me, right, I'll pay for them, okay. So she gets a trolley. A trolley full is an over-exaggeration. There's a large basket full of stuff. We get to the till. Not a single item was £1. Not one. Every single item she put through, £2, 2 for £5, £2.50, £1.75. It's called bloody Poundland. Nothing in there's a pound anymore. What the hell is that all about? So I'm looking at her basket thinking, well, yeah, it's about 18 quid that. Oh no, £37 something. I'm like, well, how can it be called Poundland? There's nothing in there a pound.
Yeah.
What's
it
that
used- it
flipping
used to be good.
nonsense?
They used to love Poundland.
Did it?
Yeah. They used to
Yeah.
love Poundland. But
Because
yeah.
I was looking at the stuff thinking, oh, that's good value for £1. Oh no, and she beep, £2.50. Oh yeah, brilliant. So I'm not impressed with that, mate. I'm not impressed with Poundland where nothing's a pound. Maybe that should be their new slogan. Poundland where nothing costs a pound.
Everything's
There you go,
over
we'll give
about.
them- Yeah, everything's over a pound. We'll give them that one for free. Oh dear. So
I'm
yeah,
going to join in
not
with you, Andy, on this. Because
Cool.
you had a rant of the week the other week. And I want to do the same.
Oh, go on.
We talked about this before about deliveries, and you said they've left it
Mm.
outside. I've had it before where they just come to the door, knock the door, and by the time I've gone to the door, the parcel's
Yeah,
on the
liked it.
floor, and he's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, you didn't want to deliver it to me? Then you actually want you're off. Like, there you go, I'm off." I've had the worst one ever.
Oh,
Now, as you know, I like collectibles. I bought. So the one thing I've been looking for is old sticker packs, football stickers, especially wrestling stickers, sealed. So if
Panini.
anyone's got any, guys, yes, like the old
Panini.
Merlin as well, like the old Merlin
All
ones.
right.
Pro match ones, like medallions and cards and things. I'm getting all that sort of stuff. So if anyone wants to send any in, hello.
So
but
unopened packets.
unopened packets, yes. And I found a couple of packs of 1993 wrestling stickers. Now,
Wow.
one thing I love as well is not just the stickers, but I like the CDU, the counter display boxes. My parents used to run a newsagents. We lived above the shop. So I've got an attachment to like counter display boxes, retail display posters, things like that. Argos books. I love all that sort of stuff, like all the retail stuff. And I found a wrestling stickers from 1993, a display box, counter display box.
What,
Right?
full?
No, not full.
Full of.
But I've
just
got
the
about
box.
20 packs of the stickers, but I've got the box, so
Okay.
I can fill the box up over time. So I found this box. I'm like, this is rare. This is brilliant. Didn't even haggle with the guy, just bought it. And then message him, have you got any more? You got anything else? No, nothing else, just that one. Brilliant, I'll have it. He sends it out while I'm away. So I went to the Pro Tour Sunday and I came back Tuesday night. And I can see on my eBay that it's been delivered. And I get back, it's not here. I have a look round. I've checked over the gate in case he's chucked it over there. I said, I've messaged the guy. Now he's probably thinking I'm trying to scam him. I'm like, look, it says it's delivered. Do you have a photo of where it's been delivered to? Because I can't find it. It's not in the house. The missus said no one's been to the door. And he goes, it was sent with Royal Mail. And I'm like, right, okay, Royal Mail, you normally think okay here. So now I'm panicking because I'm thinking this has been stolen. Someone's took it. They've gone, there's a parcel there. I'll take that. Might be something interesting. They're probably not bothered about it. It's a bit of cardboard at the end of the day. To them, it means nothing. They're going to throw it away. To me, I've just lost out a very, very rare item. So I'm panicking. Guy gets back to me. Nope, it's been delivered. Sort of trying to wash his hands with it a bit because there's so many scammers on things like eBay. So probably thinks I'm trying to scam it. I says, look, I'm not trying to scam you. If that's what you're thinking, I'm just trying to find my parcel. If there's any way we can. So in the end, we have a look through and it says that it's been left in the storage tub. And I'm like, okay, we don't have a storage tub. They left it in the bin. They delivered the parcel to
Wheelie
the bin. Wheelie bin. It was put in the bin. Imagine if it was bin day and they took the bin. I've just lost that.
Oh, so you did find it. You did.
I found it, yeah.
But yeah,
So
if it's bin day, it's gone.
And I was away till Tuesday. I was away for a couple of days. If that would have gone and I'd lost that, I would probably... The chances of me finding it... I've been looking for these for 10, 15 years. Like, what's the chances?
But it could have been a camera or it could have been like anything. Why would you put it in the bin?
Yeah. In the bin.
Oh, for God's sake.
Poor.
Whatever happened to there's nobody in, I'll leave it next door. They'll take it. Both of my neighbours take stuff from me.
You can come down to the park office and you pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The system in the UK has to change. This can't be the way forward. This can't be acceptable. No, it can't. You can't be delivering it to my bin. Like,
no, and it's different if you think about, well, warmer climates, obviously you're not to the weather, but I was thinking perhaps places like America where they have more porches than we do, so there's somewhere to put it under or hide it away. Like where I've got nothing like that, and I've had parcels that are literally left on my doorstep. I've told you about this. Left on my doorstep. I've been away filming with you. It's absolutely torrential rained, and then I've come back 2 days later. I couldn't even pick the parcel up. As I went to pick it up, it just collapsed in my hand because it was that wet. It has to change. It has to change. We can't all be expected to buy a parcel bin and put it outside. So that's nonsense. You're right. It's got to change. And do you know what I think it is? Do you think it's that the courier companies have gone cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper? And because of that, the delivery guys now have got to do more and more and more and more just to earn a living, that they haven't got time to leave it with a neighbour or to take it back to depot. Or do you think that's what it is?
That's one thing. And I think the other part of it is a lot of couriers now are not paying for an undelivered item. They only pay the person who delivers it. So they're just like, I'll put that in the bin. That's fine. I get paid still. Yeah, well done, mate. You just ruined my 1993 sticker counter display box that I'm not getting no more. I tell you what, right? If I would have saw him do that, I might have punched him in the face.
Yeah.
I might have punched him in the face. I'd be, oh, mate, that's a 1993 Undertaker counter display sticker box in there, and you're putting it in my bin. Like, this needs to be protected. Like, yeah.
And you're right.
Courier's
not replaceable either.
No. It's not like I can just ring Amazon and be like, guys,
Send me another.
It's a bit ruined. Yeah. It's a one-off item. Take a little bit more care and pride in your job. And if you are a courier, if there is something we're missing here, do let us know, because I just don't see it.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think you're 100% right, Matt. You won't have a quiz for me this week. Well, in fact, you know what? I might do one for you.
I can come up with a quiz.
Oh, can you do one? Yeah, you do one for me, because if I do one for you, you'll only get 10 out of 10, and the viewers are bored. Yeah, Matt knows everything.
Based on this year only. Players' Championship events, of which we had 4, so this should be nice and easy for you.
Oh, okay.
We're going to go, is this person performing better or worse than the previous named person? So we're going to start
Wins
off...
or average?
Prize money.
Prize money, okay.
So we're going to start off with Sebastian Bieletsky, someone we've mentioned playing very, very well, had a good run yesterday in the Pro Tour. So we'll start off with Bieletsky. Is he performing higher or lower than Shane McGurk?
Oh, yeah, he's better than Shane McGurk, I think.
No, he's not. He's £250 down on Shane McGurk.
Shane
McGurk been more consistent. Yeah, he's been more consistent.
I missed that.
So.
Yeah, I missed that. Good start.
Okay, so
well done.
Okay, so starting with Shane McGurk. Well, we're going with Shane McGurk now. Shane McGurk, better or worse than your man Cristo Reyes?
Better.
You're saying Shane McGurk's higher than Reyes?
Yes.
You'd be correct.
Yes. Excellent.
So sticking with Cristo Reyes.
Okay.
Is Cristo Reyes performing better or worse than Ross Smith?
Ooh. I haven't seen Ross do anything yet. I really haven't. I'm going to say better.
Cristo Reyes is performing better.
Oh, Andy's on it today.
Okay, Cristo Reyes, is he performing better or worse than Rob Cross?
Reyes again, are we on?
Yeah.
Rob had a bit of a run, didn't he, yesterday?
Did he?
Yesterday or the day before. I'm going to say worse than Rob Cross.
He is worse than Rob Cross, correct?
Yes. Yeah, Rob did have a run, didn't he, in something? I did spot that.
Okay, is Rob Cross performing better or worse than Ryan Searle?
Worse.
He is, despite the fact Ryan Searle's only played 2 events.
Did he miss 2, Ryan?
Yeah, he didn't play this week. He only played the first
Why?
week. He's been busy. So he's been over in Denmark, got back late.
He's been busy.
Yeah.
He's too busy to do his job. Gotta love Ryan. He's brilliant.
So Ryan Searle, is he
Yep.
performing better or worse than Joe Cullen?
Oh, worse. Joe Cullen had a run yesterday.
Wrong. Joe Cullen is still performing worse than Ryan Searle, despite the fact Ryan's only played 2 events.
Ooh, wow.
Okay, so sticking with Joe Cullen, has Joe Cullen earned more or less than Bo Greaves, the best player in the world, according to Andy Coleman?
More.
He has, yes. He
Yeah.
has.
Bo's only made one last 16, didn't she? And I think she went out earlier again
Okay.
yesterday.
Sticking with Bo Greaves, has she earned more or less than Alan Sutar?
Less.
Only by 250 quid.
I'll tell you what, this is the best I've ever performed in any quiz ever.
Okay, I'll give you a mission head-to-head then. Who's performing better
Ooh.
in prize money? Is it Alan Suter or Jack Tweddle?
I was hoping you were going to say Wessel Nyman. I have seen Jack have a run as well, yeah. I'm going to have to say Jack's higher.
By
More money.
£250.
Wow. Tell you what, right, we should stop there because there's no way I could ever do any better than this. People, get in the comments now. Is that the best quiz Andy has ever done?
You're better with 50-50 games, like, because you can.
Yeah, I
guess
am, yeah.
them
Well, I've always
sometimes.
got a chance, haven't I? So we're going to move on to comments and emails.
I bet you've been avoiding them this week, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah. So Patrick's been on. Patrick Crocker with an email. Hi, Andy Matt. Long time listener and fan of the pod. In fact, he's put, I've been listening to it since episode 1. Good Lord. Right. He's a big fan, plays in local leagues. He's a bit confused, hoping you can clear something up for me. I heard MVG went into Players' Championship 1 ranked number 30. Could you please explain how the ranking system in the Players' Championship works? Best regards, Patrick.
He's on about the Pro
question.
Tour Order of Merit. Yes. So it's the 1 year rolling system. That's all it is.
Okay,
So it's based on European tours and Pro Tours. That's all. It's just a 1 year, 12-month cycle rather than a 2 year. And it doesn't involve majors. Remember, Van Gerwen didn't make Minehead, did he, last year? Doesn't play a lot of them. So it's purely based on Pro Tour money, which is Euros and majors.
It doesn't reset like a Q school kind of thing. It doesn't reset after the
1
2
year
years.
cycling. No.
It's always, and it's rolling, is it?
Yeah, 1 year
So
rolling.
if you win a couple this week, you could go really high. You could go 1 or 2, and then
You've kept it till a year, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, great question and great answer. And only something that you would know. Okay. Right, this is one again for you. I would not know the answer to this. This has come from Blair Brooks. It's quite a long email, but I'm going to get to the gist of it. He's talking about longer points. They've become very popular with the likes of Bo Greaves, Luke Littler, etc. But he's noticed that players like Josh Rock, Nathan Aspinall don't use long points. They use what looks like standard. Then he says the PDC changed the rule and made it so that 30 millimeter is the minimum length. Now, first of all, is that correct? Was my first. I thought, I don't want to quote that and then not know, is 30 millimeter the correct length minimum?
I haven't heard about a minimum length. I've heard about rules in terms of like the aggressiveness of the darts and the points, but
Right.
I've not seen
because
anything
he's
in
then
regards to
followed
that.
it up by saying, do you think this is because the PDC want dart brands to make money, or is there another reason? And do you think long points have a disadvantage because they're harder to control, which is one we can both answer. So we're not quite sure, Blair, about the rule on it being a minimum 30 mil. I certainly hadn't heard that. I'd heard the rule about them not being too aggressive, etc. And if Matt doesn't know it, they've either snuck it in or it's not really a rule.
Yeah, I'm not.
So in
familiar with
which
that one.
case, we will address your question of, do you think long points are a disadvantage because they're harder to control? Now, I would say this. If you found a dart that works for you, maybe you've had a mission precision fitting, for example, you found a dart and you're playing really well with it and it works for you. It goes in the right angle in the board. You can hit 180s with it. Why would you then change the dynamics of that dart and the balance point of that dart by putting a long point in it? Because you're searching for something. I get it if the dart starts off with longer points in it, because we have some darts. Our Rodon, our Black Opal, all have slightly longer points in. So if you start off with that dart and it works really well for you, happy days. But I don't see the point of finding a dart that you play really well with that's got a short point in it and then thinking, I'll put a longer point in, I'll be better. That's my take on it.
So I'm just doing a search through the rules and I'm looking at all sort of keywords. So points, length, millimeters, centimeters. I'm checking double M's, I'm checking everything. And through this search, I can't find anything. The only length one I can find, which is what we've said before, is in regard to the size of a dart. And
yeah, the overall length.
There's nothing here about a minimum length of point.
Okay. Potentially then he's got that one wrong. And Blair, please do get in the comments if we've got it wrong and there is a rule about that. But Matt, you've never used long points.
No.
What's your reasoning?
I think I've just never liked the balance change of them. But I think this is where we see a lot of people make the mistakes with darts, in the fact that they look and make observations on what other people are doing, not how much it relates to them. I did a video on this week, actually, about how it's impossible to do things like self-coaching, or how you should not look at some of the things that are happening for answers. Because why does Nathan Aspinall not use a long point is probably different to why this person does. And you don't know the whys, and you can't work out the relationship between the grip, between the balance point, between the fact that Nathan Aspinall has a front-weighted dart for very, very, observation very, very quickly. So there'll be lots of different reasons as to why things happen. It's not just a case of he does that, he does that, he does that. It's like when you hear people talk about, well, they go, well, Johnny Clayton doesn't have extension in his throw, so it must be okay. And it's like, right, because he's not got extension in his throw, what muscles now does he need to activate? Have you considered the fact Johnny Clayton's actually quite short and you're quite tall? So all of a sudden now we're looking at two different things, and your muscle activations are very different between the pair of you, because being short and without extension means we're going to use a different muscle compared to being tall with a higher axis. So there's loads and loads of different reasons. So I'd say my biggest takeaway from that question is, don't make observations about what other people are doing if you're looking to try and find an improvement in yourself. If that's what the question was.
Shouldn't you just do what feels comfortable?
Dave with his orange cordial, which I love, by the way. I have people come for coaching and they're like, yeah, I'm not, I didn't want to listen to Dave with his orange cordial anymore. Like, you know, so I love it. I love it. They're cutting onto the pod.
Right. Last question, and a bit of a statement as well as a question. But Alistair Baker has said he loves the podcast, and his face dropped when he heard Andy's little bombshell last week. But then he says, I get his reasoning to a point. I think Andy was trying to get his point across that in isolation, Bo's run is the best ever, which is what I was trying to say. But anyway, he then goes on to say, and I didn't know this, it's nowhere near, because I was talking about other sports, it's nowhere near a squash player called Yahinga Khan that went 555 consecutive squash matches unbeaten. 555. That's mental. But anyway, I thought that was really interesting. Thanks, Alistair.
I thought you'd pick up the one comment that sort of understood you.
Yeah. He says he digressed. He's now on a committee for his local pub league. And the current secretary is looking to finish and has thrown his hat in to change things. So, he's saying he wants our opinion. It's a team of 5. Each player plays 4 times, but he needs to get the balance right between serious players who are there and can play and players that are just there for a laugh on a Tuesday night, few drinks, out with their mates. He would love to know his thoughts. This is what he's come up with. Pairs 701, singles 301, then a pairs at 501 and some singles at 501. And he's saying, does that sound about right? Or should he mix it about a bit and mix it up a little bit? I think.
What is this for a league night?
Like a pub league night, yeah. But it's by the sounds of it, it's a fairly casual one. It's not one of your top leagues.
I mean, if this is like everybody in the same place, my advice is always simple for this, because you'll separate the people correctly. Little mini groups, round robin, because everyone gets plenty of games, and then 10 people 2 different directions. So let's say, for example, you've got a group of 4. Top 2 go through to the main, bottom 2 go through to a...
It's a league, so it's like the Red Lion against the Dog and Duck.
What? Okay, I think the biggest problem you've got here is you need to prioritize one over the other. That's the biggest problem I see here, because yes, we always want to accommodate everybody, but you can't accommodate everybody.
That's the problem, isn't it?
You can't say I've got my serious players and my non-serious and they're all going to do the same league. You either need to say, look, we're a league that's for fun and we want to attract these sort of people that just want to play, or we want to attract the serious players. You can't really accommodate both within your system. You've got to put your hat into one more than the other. Yes, you might be able to have them operate within the same system, but there has to be a clear understanding, a clear identity. We are this or we are that. It doesn't mean if you want to play for fun, you can't play. It doesn't mean if you're a serious player, you can't play. But you can't run it for the benefit of both. It has to be one has to be priority and the other has to be secondary. And you can't have 2 priorities. That would be my advice here. You've got to pick.
I think that's fair, Matt. The only thing I kind of thought you could mix the 2 would be at the end of the night, you could have 1,001 quad team or something like that, 4 in a team or something, and therefore the guys that can't really throw, it doesn't matter if they hit 26 because, you know. But yeah, you're right, because if you're playing 301, if you've got a really good player at 301 and he goes off 180, you know, he might have the quickest game of your life. You know,
Well, my
and you're
missus
like, oh,
plays in
I really
the league.
enjoyed Thursday night. I threw 6 darts and then I was finished. You know, that's not going to. They're not
My
going to want to
missus
come
plays
back.
in a league, and they tried to do the exact same problem. They tried to fix the let's accommodate everyone scenario. And by doing that, what they did is they tried to do what they called a handicapped tournament. So they've got the different leagues. So that's a way you can do it, by the way. Separate the teams into different leagues. Premier League, Division 1, Division 2. Even if you've only got 4 teams in each, keep them playing within themselves. Like that you can do that. That's fine. That's not a problem. That's the only way you can accommodate everybody. Divisions. So they've got the divisions, but they wanted this unity in the league where everyone could play. So what they decided to do was they decided to do a handicap league. Right? And so if you was in the bottom division, you got to start at, let's say, 351 against the team in the Premier Division that start on 501. So it's meant to have leveled it out. But my God, the amount of complaining it got, because the team in Division 2,
Your
they've got,
handicap's not right.
yeah, but the team in Division 2 had like 1 or 2 decent players because they just want to play with the mates. They're not bothered about trying to win a piece of plastic at the end of the year and get the trophy.
Yeah.
They wanted to play with their mates. So Premier teams come in and they've gone, well, this ain't fair because them 2 are good players and they're going to play in the pairs with 150 point advantage. You're going to play them in the singles with 150 point advantage. So if they play to type, there's your 4 points. You've won the night. Yeah. Welcome to the problem because you've tried to accommodate everybody. You've now lost a Premier team, and this Division 2 team is now like, because of those 2 players, can just walk this tournament.
Okay, I'm going to finish with this one, and this is a question from me. And I saw this done actually in a league, and I thought, what a brilliant idea. So I used to play in a league, and there's an 8-man team. 7 of the players were in every week. They're like, you're the top 7, but we're always struggling for that 8th place. And there'd usually be another 4 players battling for that 8th place. None of them could really play, but they all desperately wanted to play. And so what the captain said was, right, you 4, it's only one of you can get in the team. So every week you come down and you have a little mini knockout between the 4 of you, and we'll mark it. And whoever wins that knockout is in the team that night. That way, if you don't get in the team, you still played some darts because you've had a little knockout. And if you do get in the team, fantastic, and you've got a chance to cement your place in the team. And I thought that's great because therefore everybody's getting involved. There was nothing worse, certainly when I was a beginner player, turning up not knowing if you're going to get a game. Nothing worse, Matt. And I get asked this question a lot, and I'm sure you do in coaching. You know, I'm only averaging 40s, 45s, but I really, really want to play in a team. What do I do? You know, and it's not as simple as saying, well, just get better. Yeah, you know, I mean, turn up and maybe there's different ways that you can do that. But it is hard when you're at that level and you're desperate to play in a team.
Yeah, there's it's quite funny actually because on my I like doing these little videos, you know, like on TikTok, like the relatable ones, like everyone knows these guys, and I'm doing like little compilations. And one of the ones that I've got on here is the guy that sets everything up but never plays.
Oh yeah,
guy goes in, does the board, does the thing, like, yeah, everything's done, been here an hour, no one's here yet, only me, and then never even plays, sits doing the sheet all night. Like,
I'll give a shout out to Vinny Oldham from Longridge. Anybody listening from over that way knows him. Used to be a good player, still can play. Super League sets up like 4 boards, make sure the room's tidy. New boards are up for Super League, lighting's all sorted, stage is sorted, all the pens and everything you need. Are you playing tonight, Vinny? No, I'll give it a miss. I've got a full team this week, lads. You're like, wow, he's done everything. He's not even playing. So yeah, those sort of people do deserve a shout out. But that's Matt. We're over an hour again. It's just gone like that. Absolute pleasure as normal. Same time every Sunday, 7 p.m. We'll be back next week.